Hey there. Lately I've been thinking about nostalgia as a form of escapism and how it's just a huge temptation. I know it was when I was a kid, a teenager even, where life would get really stressful. My parents would argue. I was doing really bad in school, like failing all my classes, and I would just go into my room, close the door, lock it, pull out my DS or 3DS, and just play games for hours. And that's how I dealt with stress. And not the best coping mechanism, I gotta say. And it made me so bad in my grades. So bad. And as an adult, this is still prevalent, but I don't like ignore my responsibilities anymore. You know, there's a principle in the 7 Habits of Highly Successful People where he says first things first. You know, you gotta prioritize. And that's one thing I couldn't do as a child that I can do as an adult. And I feel like there's a major difference in my personality now with that. However, the nostalgia aspect of it, like, still prevalent. Like, I will still sometimes catch myself playing games when I should be doing something else. However, I still prioritize, like, it's homework first, work first. But when I'm done with those things, I find myself, instead of studying extra, you know, trying to learn additional information on top of what's required, I'll find myself playing games. And, you know, I really like Nintendo games. I really like Intelligent Systems and Square Enix, all these type of games. And, you know, indie games as well. And I have to be careful because nostalgia can be real dangerous, because I know as an adult, you don't have time to experiment with a whole lot of games because, you know, you're busy. Like, you're tired from work, you want to get home, and when you get home, you just want to relax and play a game that you played as a child that you knew you liked, that you still like. It gives you a bunch of positive emotion when you play it. You know, it's reliable, right? And I think that's why people really like older games, is because they're reliable. Like, they know they're gonna enjoy them. Maybe they had an experience where they backseated, because I'm a younger kid. I'm the youngest kid in my family. Yeah, I'm not a younger kid. And I would backseat with the games, and I'd watch my dad play like Ocarina of Time, and like he would get to the water temple and be like, "Oh, this game is so bad," and I'm like, "Yeah, this game sucks." And it was so fun just to backseat game with my dad, and I loved watching him play. And I had a sister. She didn't play a whole lot of video games, but she liked like Harvest Moon. So I'd watch her play the PS1 and like play a little bit of Harvest Moon, and I'd be like, "Don't forget to go to bed at 10, because then your character will sleep in." And I'd tell her stuff like that, and she'd be like, "Shut up." and and she's like, "I don't know which character I want to get in a relationship with." And I'm like, "I don't know, just talk to him." And I don't know. Just older games can be so fun, especially if you have like an older or younger sibling. If you're the older sibling, typically you're like player one. You're like, "I'm the guy who wins." I'm player one. And I liked being player two. I think that was an interesting experience. But yeah, now I'm reminiscing. But yeah, and then also, like, it's an experience you can share with other people. Like, there's something universal about loving an older video game like Pokemon. And you would go and you would talk to other little kids at school, like, "Oh, I caught this Pokemon." Or like on the bus, you would like you'd play Mario Kart on the bus with other kids on your DS, right? And like, oh my gosh, like, that was so fun. I was never that good at Mario Kart, but man, Mario Kart was fun. And just anything Mario was like, every kid like played Mario, like, and it was just and you see how this is like a drug, right? How nostalgia you can just indulge in it. And that's why I say it's kind of dangerous, and it's kind of a bit of an illusion. And but it's also just great. And like, sometimes if you wanted to sit back and relax, you just pull out your computer, you know, your crappy computer that maybe your mom gave you as a hand-me-down. You open up Minecraft and you start playing a survival or creative world, and it was just so relaxing. And if you had friends, you'd hit them up on the phone and be like, hey, do you want to play Minecraft? And see, nostalgia is very important to me, and that's why I'm talking about it, but it is also a form of escapism that can sometimes lead people to not live their life, not be the hero of their own life. And I think it's really important to be the protagonist in your own story. And yeah, I think you should be more present in your life, and the past is the past, and just leave it at that, you know? Leave it there.